right mindset. We're ready to go. Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Sanctum Stitching, where modern meets vintage. I'm Fawn.
I'm Marianne.
And we, as always, are so excited to have you here with us today. If you're new, this is a channel about cross-stitching, embroidery, basically anything that you can do with floss and a needle. We want to try it, we have tried it, or we will try it in the future. So to get started, I'll just jump right in. Marianne, what are you celebrating this week?
I'm celebrating a really pretty snowfall that we
Yes.
had here in Ohio. I'm wearing my shirt that says Cold Twigs, Warm Heart. So with a snowman on it and everything, see? To celebrate we've had a little bit of snow here in Northwest Ohio already, but that was just a little bit. But this time we got some snow, about an inch, 2 inches, something like that. It looks pretty out there.
Yeah, Sean was telling me over in Cleveland they got maybe 16 inches or something.
Yes, yes.
It's like, well, I'll take our 2 inches where it looks pretty, but we don't really have to deal with it.
All along the lake there, they were really, Erie County, you know, Sandusky and everything. They were even on the news last night. They were saying Sandusky and Buffalo. So, yeah.
Wally has officially come to join us already.
There he is.
We were just talking about how, right before we started, how Wally just woke up and was glaring at me. So, say hi, Wally.
I really think he's a distant relative of Fritz's. I really do. Yeah, they have the same coloring and such.
Yeah, I believe it.
I squirted Fritz. He's over by the gate there drying himself off. Now he's moved over here. He's going to get Mama one way or the other.
No, he's going to get you back.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So I am celebrating that I was off from work all last week, and so it was a super wonderful time for me. I got a lot of stitching done. I got a lot of blankets made. We got our tree up, and it was just, I totally lost track of time. I thought every single day was Sunday. And so we'd wake up on Wednesday and I'd be like, oh, what do you want to do this Sunday? And Sean's like, well, yesterday was Tuesday. You also called it Sunday. Today is Wednesday. And I don't know what you're going to do, but you probably do the same thing you did on Sunday, which was true because I basically did the same thing every day last week. So I think I have a bunch of new starts, but most of mine turned into finishes, which is super cool. I have a little bit of haul, and I have one new start that is still a whip. But Marianne, do you want to start with your whips first?
Oh, sure. Here we go. There's something about I get on here and my nose starts to get bothering me.
That happens to me when I go to Chick-fil-A. Like when we used to be able to eat inside, every single time I would eat a Chick-fil-A, my nose would run. I was like, are you kidding me? I don't understand. And it was only Chick-fil-A.
Must be some of the spices or something. All right. Now, Lane, if you're watching this down in Alabama, turn away. I'll tell you when you can come back. Bye, Lane. Turn away. All right. This is the progress on her pillow cover.
Oh, wow. Hold it up a little bit. Wow, that's lovely.
Okay. It's my favorite stitch, you know, satin stitch is all over this cotton picking thing. But I'm bound and determined to get it finished before December 24th. That's her birthday. And hopefully I can get it mailed off to her. Otherwise, I'll send her a picture and say it's in the mail.
Yeah, I really like the colors on that.
Well, Joe said it really looked kind of blah when it was just the gray and such, but he said once I started putting the black in there and the red and the white and he could see it more, he said he really thinks, he said, oh, that's really cool looking. I said, yeah. So I said, yes, of course. So here we go.
I'm doing it.
Met Joe approval. And then I haven't worked too much on my Susan B. house, but I think I've made some progress from the last time I showed y'all, I think, because I know I haven't worked on the words at all. So I've made some progress.
I feel like you had a roof and maybe a little bit more, but not, I definitely didn't see the flag on the side.
Well, I don't have a flag yet. Well, that is the flag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it sure is. Thank you for saying that. I was thinking it was an odd window. Yes, well, that goes to show how much I've paid attention. Joe wondered, was I going to put a flag on, because Denise did the flag
On the
pole.
pole.
Well, I'm going to tell Joe, here's the flag. I'm not doing the flag pole too. I'd have to borrow Denise's pattern or something, but that's my progress there. So that's, and I did not, the one that I had said I was going to try and do for our guild's exchange, I sat here and I tried and I tried and I just didn't get my magnifying glass out or anything, and said, I'm going to work on these things because this needs to be shipped to Alabama. Right. So maybe next year.
Let's see, which one do I want to start with? So I was off, we went to Craft Gallery down in Findlay, Ohio, and it was so nice because it was just Sean and I in there, since it was a Tuesday. And so it was like the staff and Sean and I, and we were there. I thought we were there for like an hour. And at one point, Sean sat down at the table because they have places where you could stitch if you want to. And Carlton hands him a whole bag of candy. Paula has on the TV Teresa Kogut's Flosstube. And so Sean's just hanging out with Paula, eating candy, watching Flosstube. And so finally I was like, okay, we should probably leave. I feel like I've added enough stuff to the front desk. And so we're checking out and we get in the car and I see that we had been there for 3.5 hours.
Oh, fun.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You must be hungry. You weren't grumpy. This is amazing. But I seriously, like, I had just lost so much track of time. I thought we were there for an hour. Yeah. And then 3.5 hours later, I was so happy.
See, Paula knows how to entertain the small child in him. Eating candy, turn on something on the TV, and he's all set.
Yeah, because Carlton and Paula, they're trying to get rid of Halloween candy. So they kept handing it to him like a piece at a time. And then finally I just see Carlton with a full baggie. And he just drops it in front of Sean. And he doesn't really say too much, but like when he's like interacting with you. And so he just like gives Sean this whole baggie and walks away. I was like,
I love it.
That's amazing. So one of the patterns I got when I was there was Peppermint Pals by Brenda Gervais.
Oh, cute.
And I love this because to me it's a little spooky since he's holding a snowman head, which hopefully it's not there.
Okay.
So my mother-in-law was like, oh, it's not spooky. It's just like, that's a snowman basket. I was like, no, Terry, that's a snowman holding a snowman's head. And she was like, I just can't with you. So I started
with
this
a crow. One. Is that a crow looking on?
I think so. Yeah, a crow or a raven.
A raven or something. Yeah.
Yeah, stole one of the candy canes out of the snowman's head. So I made a couple of color changes on this, mostly because they didn't have all of the floss that I needed, because it's all fancy floss. But I'm actually really happy with what I changed. So I started this on Sunday, and this is as far as I got. Ooh. It is 16 count opalescent Aida, and I haven't stitched on Aida since...
in a while, yeah.
I have no idea. It's been at least a year, and once I started stitching on this, I was like, Aida's so easy. This is amazing. I don't know why I don't stitch on Aida more, because I was able since Sunday to get so much done. It's because I don't have to constantly count. I can see it better. So I might have been converted back to Aida for pieces that I kind of want to get done and I like, but I don't necessarily, like, they're not my big statement type pieces. So I might do some more Aida because it was just fun to work on this.
Well, and that's a pretty... look at how it's got the little bits of stuff in it, the shininess and stuff. It looks really good. No, there's some people that use Aida because it is easier to see. And there's others that they've been hesitant to try linen, and I used to use Aida all the time. And in fact, I bought some, but this looks really good. Now, did you change the red color? Is that what's deeper maybe?
Yeah, so I changed the fabric. Of course, between this morning and the video, I lost the sheet that has like the color codes and like the fabric size and all that. So I changed the fabric color. They had a blue on the pattern, but I really thought the opalescent would be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So I changed that. And then I had to change one of the reds, or I think I changed both or one of the reds. So I picked two that looked kind of similar but kind of different. And then it also called for, I think, a brown.
And
Yeah,
you're
like a
using
dark
the black?
brown in the boots and the buttons and the hat. And so I decided to use black. And then in the checkered pants, it called for a white. And I decided I wanted to use black.
Okay. Well, I think you made some good choices.
Yeah, so I thought the black would kind of tie in his hat more and just make all of it more cohesive instead of having to buy another fancy floss.
Well, and is that what you call that buffalo pattern, kind of? It's a red and black buffalo.
Yeah, that's what, there was a model there that one of the workers, I want to say her name is Patty, but I'm not sure, that she stitched. And she had done the black, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, yeah, I love the buffalo check. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, like, oh, I love that too. And then I realized that, oh, plaids have different colors. Like, they're not just plaid.
Right.
And so I was looking for something online at Kohl's, and they were like, and the buffalo check plaid. And I was like, plaids have different colors. I just thought plaid was plaid. It's green plaid, it's black plaid, not buffalo check plaid.
Well, that's why all those kilts on people over in Scotland have the names, because the people, each family has their own particular plaid or their own particular fabric that goes with their name. And that so the kilts are all different shades of whatever.
Meanwhile, in my ignorance, I'm like, green kilt, yellow kilt. It's just a color on a kilt.
Well, we all learned something new thanks to you.
It's like my quilting saga last week.
You keep us on our toes, Fawn. That's what's important.
I'm just learning a bunch and sharing the knowledge. Did you have any new starts this week?
No, like I said, the one I was going to do for the Needle Arts Guild, I just didn't get to it. I got to get this other stuff done. So
that's no fine. I didn't get to that either. I just worked on stuff for myself, so you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
So the other new start I have 2 more new starts, and I'll show you my blankets, which are not quilted, so don't get too excited.
Okay. It's okay.
I worked on the necklace for a new, which last time I had showed the earrings for a new, and those are by Amy Runs with Scissors. And so here is my necklace.
Oh, wow. My gracious.
I love it.
That is stunning.
One thing Amy does or doesn't do is she doesn't show you how to do the necklace part. She just kind of says, use whatever beads you have left that you want to use. And so I'm actually really proud. I'm not sure if you could see it, if it's focused. But I just kind of made it up, and once I actually got it all strung, I was like, oh, that actually looks really nice, because these bigger ones happen to be in the middle, and I just like, oh, look at me.
Look at you.
But this I had done on Thanksgiving Day. I had the Sutesh original piece, the circle, done maybe Monday, because I was like, oh, I want to wear this on Thanksgiving. And then it was Thanksgiving and I had nothing else done. So we ate dinner really early. And then once dinner was done, I sat at the table. Sean's dad had football on, and Sean and his mom were talking, and I was just sitting there working on my necklace. And then it was 8 o'clock at night. But I got it done. So I did get to wear it on Thanksgiving Day. And I was very excited. Yeah, so now I have no more Sutesh kits here, and I'm itching to get a new one. But I saw on, was it maybe Amazon, that Amy has a couple books. So I might just go order those so I can kind of flip through the books and learn something else that way instead of buying a whole kit.
Yeah, well, and talk to Marilyn sometime. She can guide you a little bit that way.
Yeah,
Probably
absolutely.
like I said,
She
our
did give
emerald
me
color
a
was,
Yeah, she did give me a soutache book. It was like a little one for making tiny earrings,
yeah,
and I have to pull that out so that I can
yeah,
go through that first too.
yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. So then the last finish that I have is by Lindy Stitches, and it is Strutting Tom. So I got this as a full kit. It came with the finishing fabric, the pins, all the things except for the DMC floss, but it had the fabric, the fancy floss with it at Just Stitching Inc. in Cleveland when we were there in September. And for my dad's name is Tom. So when I saw the pattern of a turkey named Strutting Tom, it just reminded me of my dad, and I instantly got it. I didn't care what the price was. I was just like, Strutting Tom, that's my dad, gotta get it. And so then I was gonna wait to, if you haven't guessed it, it's a turkey. So I was gonna wait to start it on Thanksgiving because turkey's Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And Sean was like, well, why don't you just start it earlier so you can finish it by Thanksgiving?
Okay.
I was like, oh, well, I'm always itching to start something new. So I
Yeah.
guess I could do that. I mean, twist my arm. So I started this turkey pattern, and I only worked on this piece and the necklace. I didn't really work on anything else. So here's what
Oh,
it is.
oh, cute.
Yeah, so it came with the pins, the fabric, the finishing. I had to
Oh,
learn
okay.
how to make it into this pin cushion, and it's got like, it's pleated here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then you guys will probably get a kick out of this. So the pom-poms come, they're strung, but then they have a little piece next to it. And in the instructions, it was like, remove the tape. So I was like, okay, well, I don't see any tape on here, so I don't really know what I'm doing. And so I figured out that the tape had to be this extra part because that was the only tape there could be.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to trim all that off, which is really difficult when you have a ton of tiny pom-poms and you have to cut between each pom-pom to get the tape off, unless there's like a magic trick that I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was hard. And so then I had to use my sewing machine to actually sew it.
Uh-huh. You
And
did a
here's the
nice
back.
job. It's very nice.
Yeah, and so I don't have the actual model picture. That's
Mm-hmm.
also lost, probably the same place my snowman thing is. And the turkey is supposed to be more centered and have a little bit of space right here.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know what happened. I think I folded this the wrong way, and I should have folded it over a little bit, and then it would have done it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But now it just kind of looks like Strutting Tom is trying to like strut on out
Right. Yeah,
and
I
just
wouldn't
get
worry
away
about
from
it.
this pincushion, go get something to
Yep.
eat. So I actually think it's kind of cute that it looks like he's walking off stage.
I think it's good. Now, did they include the fabric on the back too? Or did you pick that? That was all with the kit?
Yeah, they included
Okay.
that. They included this finishing
Yeah.
side pieces,
Okay. Yeah.
this like fluffy
Yeah.
one up
Right.
here,
Yeah.
and also the pins
Right. Yeah.
came with, there you go,
Yeah.
3 of them.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. I didn't finish this on Thanksgiving, but I
Well,
finished my necklace on Thanksgiving, so
yeah.
can't go too crazy.
Just
So I
make sure
finished
Wally
this.
doesn't get near it.
Yeah, it's on our TV stand, so hopefully it's
Okay.
okay.
Good.
But I finished this on Sunday, and as soon as I finished it, I picked up the snowman and have been
Yeah.
working on that ever since.
No, I like it. You did a nice job with that.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with myself.
Yes, you should be. You and your sewing machine are getting to be friends.
We're doing better.
You better
One of the
get mine out.
things I thought was funny, the stuffing in this. So I don't know
Mhm.
if you remember from my mice. So I do a lot of the just non mice. If you're new around here, just nan, just non, I don't
Just
know.
Nan, yeah.
And I always stuff them with one of the pillows. I think it's actually that black pillow that had a seam open on it, and so I've slowly been like picking the stuffing out of that pillow and putting it in the mice. And so I got this all sewed, and I had the opening on the bottom, and I go in the back, and Sean's like, what are you doing? Because I guess I had this look on my face. I was like, I need the black pillow. He's like,
Right.
you stuffing something? Like, what you working on? And I was like, I'm in the zone. I need the black pillow. So he hands me the black pillow and he comes out and I have this thing and I'm literally taking out of my black pillow and stuffing it into this one. And so, you know, I'm just slowly dwindling on my black pillow, but we're stuffing things other than mice.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe we need to get you one of those big bags of polyfill.
Yeah,
So-
but you know,
so
I
you're-
also don't love those pillows. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to get rid of them, but I don't want to
Yeah.
just like get rid of them. So
That's true.
I'll repurpose them.
There you go. I'll know who to call when I run out of polyfill.
I'm like, oh, do you want a black pillow? Do you want a brown pillow?
Give me one of those pillows, Shafon. I need that.
Yeah, yeah. So that's my life hack. If you don't have polyfill and you have a pillow you hate, just go take that pillow and make a pincushion out of it.
Okay. Or threaten a cat.
That's what I should title this, is like a polyfill stitching hack. It's like
There you go.
dismantling.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see. So that's all I have for stitching things. I have two other finishes, which are just blankets, but I really like the pattern, so I figure I'll show you.
Yeah. Don't put just in front of that. You've worked hard on those.
Yeah,
So-
well, you know, I am getting much better with the blankets, so so this one is 2 yards long,
Okay.
and so on this side we have the bears and the deer and the foxes,
Mm-hmm.
and on the opposite side we have moose and deer.
Yeah.
And so I thought the colors worked pretty well together,
Mhm. Yeah.
and the patterns, and it's super soft. It's from Joann's, and I think it's the So Lush brand.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure. But I got it on clearance, so I was like, oh, these match perfectly. Thank
There
you.
you go.
And then the last one, which when I was making this, Wally just about lost his mind. I'll have to include pictures at the end because I'm trying to sew and he is sitting directly next to the sewing machine, just trying to burrow in this blanket. And so finally I finish it and I give him the blanket. Sean and I don't even use it.
No.
And he's all like tucked in and fast asleep instantly. So this is a 3-yard blanket that is now my cat's blanket. So if
As
we ever
long
want,
as it should be, as it should be.
yeah, exactly. So whenever we want to use it, we know that the cat is going to immediately come sit on us. So we have to like sort of like have your drink, have your stitching, be ready, because as soon as you use the blanket, here comes Wally.
Of course.
And so it is
Oh, cool.
these cute little bears.
Yeah.
And I picked this one because I loved his stubby little legs.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I love it every single time. It makes me laugh. And I just about
Oh,
lose my mind about his stubby little legs.
I like that.
Yeah, and because it's 9 feet, it's like really hard to manipulate. So
I understand.
sideways bears.
Yeah.
And so then on the opposite side,
Oh,
it's
okay.
this
Nice.
really plush. I don't know what kind of plaid it is. I know it's not the buffalo one,
No, it's not.
but it's
Black
really,
and gray
really
plaid.
soft.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Wally likes it so much, because it's kind of squishy and
Yeah.
he's all about it.
Wally's got good taste.
Yeah. So Sean and I have decided we like the 3-yard blankets, even though they're really hard to maneuver.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it like covers both of us and nobody's fighting over it. So if you want to make a blanket and you don't want it to be like the typical throw size, if you do the 3 yards, it'll be super big, super comfortable, and really, really cozy.
And keep your cat happy. It will keep your
Yes.
cat happy.
Most important part. So then I think that brings us to, do you want to do vintage or haul?
Well, I have no haul, so I
Okay.
can do vintage.
Okay, give
if
me a
you
break
like.
for a minute.
Do you want? I was going to say, okay. I went to physical therapy today, and then stopped in at my friend Jill's place. Haven't been in her apartment in ages, and she had called me and said, I have some vintage that I thought you might like. So one of the pieces is a tablecloth that her grandmother and her mother used to use at the holidays. Can you see that?
Wow. That's gorgeous.
And she was not sure if it was machine done or done by hand. And now that I look, I told her, I said, no, this is done by hand. I can tell more from looking at the back.
Yeah,
I think it was one of those stamped ones. Yeah, because I said, you can tell where they've pushed the thread over and carried it through or something. I said, no, I think somebody sat down and cross-stitched this. So it's a nice big piece, and it's got like leaves in the middle here. Let's see here, the leaf pattern, and the leaves all the way around with the red. So it's a very festive piece for the holidays. Yeah, it's a good size. It would fit a nice size table. So anyway, that's what I'm going to show for today, because she gave me pieces that'll get me all the way through probably February and March with different types of doilies, or there's another one that I'll show y'all for our next one. I might as well save a few of these since she handed them over to me. And she said, I'm not in any big rush for you to bring them back. I said, oh, okay. So
yeah, spread it out a little bit. I'll actually have vintage next time we film, because I have an ornament that my aunt made me. And since we just put our tree up, I have the ornament on there. So maybe I'll save it till it's farther into December.
Well, that reminds me, I should get out the ornaments I made when I was in library school and had no money much. And so I made little, felt ornaments for people, stitched them up and filled them up with, I think, tissue or something like that.
Not a pillow?
Not a pillow, but stuffing like, I think I took cotton balls, to be honest,
Oh, that's smart.
Balls, and stuck them in there and gave those to people for Christmas that year. So I'll see if I can find those. They're in we are not decorating much this year. We have the cat that likes to jump on everything. So we're trying to figure out what we could put out that Fritzy won't destroy.
I have a friend, or I guess she's not really a friend. She's more somebody I follow, and she lives in Australia, and her cat was always knocking down her tree. So what she did was she bought a couple of different triangles, wooden triangles, and then she took a hot glue gun and Christmas bulbs. And so inside those triangles, she just glued some Christmas bulbs, and it's beautiful. And your cat's not going to mess it up with the hot glue gun.
That's right. That's right.
So I'll have to see if she posted a photo again this year and send it to you, because it's so pretty.
Okay, I'd like to see that. Sorry, it's getting darker in here, but I can't lighten it up much more.
No, that's okay. I don't have much more anyway, just my haul. So we're doing good. It'll be a shorter one.
Well, it's just fun to be back and get to talk to each other too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So one of the things I picked up at Craft Gallery was a chart clip. And so I originally got this for Sean because he's always I think I said this before, he steals my stitching stand the second that I stop or I go to bed. And then he sits there with the stand in one hand. And the point of having a stand is so you can kind of two-handed stitch and it's faster. But he still does the one-handed, and he sits there holding his chart with the other hand, like right here. And he's like trying to stitch and look at the chart. I was like, I can't look at you. And so I got him at Craft Gallery, and I'm sure they have it at every needlework store or at 123 Stitch or wherever you go. But this is the package, which of course it's a chart clip.
Oh, okay.
And this is what it looks like.
Cool. Nice.
But it bends at the head. It bends in the middle. It clips right onto my stand, but I know it would clip onto a hoop. I think it shows it on a Q-snap on the picture, well, but I'm sure it would clip onto your actual hoop or whatever you're using. And it's got sort of rubber in here, so it doesn't seem like it's going to pull on anything. And I like that I can manipulate it really in any direction. Well, so I got them for Sean.
I hadn't seen those before. That's
nice. And it was really inexpensive. I think it might have been at Craft Gallery. It was $6.50, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna break. It seems really sturdy. So I thought that was a great price. I got it for him. He was excited. And then when I got up in the morning, he had left this on the stand. And so then I slipped my chart into it. And now I love this.
Uh-huh.
So I can imagine him like stealing the stand and me stealing the chart clip and us going back and forth. So yeah, this is one of my best new things this week. So I definitely wanted to share it with all of you. And then I have 2 more things I'm going to show. I got some more stuff at Craft Gallery, but we kind of put it away for Christmas. So we'll show that later.
Yeah.
But one of the things I got in the mail was my Bestitch Me November fabric. So I think everybody should have gotten theirs if you're in the club, but if you haven't, don't look. And this is called Guardian, and it is a 28 count linen.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, so in person, it's a very deep, vibrant orange.
Oh, okay.
That
looks
a little
gold.
darker. Yeah, it's like very gold, very orange. Let's see. Oh, maybe that's, but it's very bright. So I'll put a picture at the end and hopefully that'll do it justice. But never something I would have picked out for myself, which I think I say every time she sends me a fabric. But I'm so glad that I have it now because I can just like start to think like this might be a really good Halloween piece. Definitely a Thanksgiving piece, maybe even Christmas if you wanted to think of it as more of a gold. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And the last thing that I'm going to show today is my new project bag. And I walked in Craft Gallery and it was the first thing I saw because it was literally right there.
They knew you
and I didn't look at the price until later. And then I was like, oh, that was expensive. But I picked it up and I loved it and I got it. And so it's really big.
Oh, wow.
So it's got, you can see my unicorn tapestry in the front here, and that is a giant hoop. See, that's my hand across the hoop. So 2 of my hand, and then you have the rest of the bag. So this bag is huge, and it's got Wizard of Oz.
Oh, cool.
So it's quilted. It's got that cute little dangle on it, and then the back is a lot more of the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, neat.
But it's got this nice handle. The whole thing was quilted perfectly. It's kind of squishy, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
so this was supposed to also get put away, but it was not going to get put away. So here we are.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So I'm not sure who supplies the Craft Gallery's project bags, but they had a lot. Some were smaller, but most of them were the really big ones. So I'm sure if you wanted one, you could contact Craft Gallery and they would tell you what patterns they had. But I just thought this was so cute, and I had never seen that fabric before. So I was very interested. And now I have a vinyl front project bag that is actually sewn really nice because I didn't.
Yours aren't bad, kiddo. For somebody starting out, don't be too hard on yourself. You just dive right in. That's what a lot of the guild members love about you. It's you don't even hesitate. You just dive right in. You know. So
well, I'll find out if I don't like it or not. So pretty quickly before I get too invested.
Nice, very nice haul.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. Really proud to have a bunch of finishes. That was exciting for me. So, now I need more time off of work so I can just craft all day long. Sean and I were talking about I'm going to make a very, very good retired person, and I can't wait.
We'll welcome you to the club.
I'm ready.
I'm old enough to be your grandmother, so welcome to the club.
When I go on vacation, I should just imagine that I'm retired and like really bask in the glory of not having to work.
And ignore housekeeping. It's always going to be there,
Oh, well, that's what Sean's for, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That or cooking, one or the other. Hi, Fritz. Fritzy's coming up the side of the table. Here he comes.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Well,
sweetie. Come on over here.
on that note, I think that's all we have for you today. So glad it's a shorter episode. So glad to show you what we've accomplished this week, what we're working on, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, bye.
Bye-bye, y'all.